there had not been a commotion and if Chen did not prefer guns to true fighting, the group would have devolved into another round of hysterical Maymac analysis, and our story ended adrift in conversation. Nonetheless, Chen asked with a suggestive expression, "So what happened? You guys are a joke," observed the new waitress from the banister, this time not bothering to look up from her phone. As Avrahim was about to pick up where he left off, his girlfriend of 3 years, Steffi, appeared at the top of the stairs holding a paper plate. While she walked down the steps, Avrahim was grinning uncontrollably and pumping his fist. Along with the kiss, she presented Avrahim with a few slices of supreme pizza from the joint run from the back room of another bar on the street. Steffi, as per request, had sprinkled the slices with Italian seasoning, red pepper flakes, and Parmesan. Rolling her eyes at Avrahim's enthusiasm, she quickly moved along the main bar to say hello to everyone. "Ooh, baby, fresh." After flaunting his first few bites to Justin and Chen, who he knew both kept strict diets, Avrahim reoriented himself in the narrative. "Where was I? That's right. So now I know the deal. She think Ishmael was cooking, and all I gotta do is keep an eye out. See, I'm a lover of the people, all people, and true. At the time I hadn't gotten to know young Ishmael, but I'm a guide. You feel me? I consider myself a guide. That means I see a brother, doing no harm, walking down a path. I try to help him along the path. He'd be bound to learn something." As a larger cluster of people rushed down the left side of the stairs, Avrahim felt pressured for time, so he began speaking at an even faster pace. Listen, I'm banging out the drinks, and I got the people coming up, and they like, "Yo, Sink, what up, Sink?" I interact, but out of the corner of my eye, I always be tracking Ishmael. For a fact, Avrahim pointed to the dance floor. I see Ishmael picking up cups, no doubt, but Ishmael looked lost in a maze, chasing that tight piece of ass. Not to lay blame at the feet of Ishmael. That's a stinky piece of cheese. Besides, we talking about young Ishmael after all. Look at him, you big hairy rat. Once she got him, she'd go on letting him nibble. At one point, you'll love this, I've got to piss, so I go back there and sure enough in the hallway, there's Ishmael, surrounded by Sunny, and in her shadow Miss Key. They all hugging each other. While I'm headed in to take a piss, I see Sunny hold out a tall cup to Ishmael. It looked like one of Dr. Chen's mind probes. So much grenadine, the pineapple juice gets bloody. Took a deep pull from her straw, didn't you, Ishmael? I used the grenadine to offset all the liquor I put in. Avrahim ignored Chen and continued speaking over him. Then I finished my piss and smack, there Ishmael. She got him pressed up against the door to that janitor closet. Avrahim motioned beyond the dance floor to the bathroom hallway, while he used his other hand to feed himself a large bite. When he was about done chewing, he went on, Ishmael, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, Ishmael, what a moment. The look on your face, like you was getting a cavity search. You make it sound so romantic, said Ishmael. Lord only knows what she said, but she nibbling in his ear, and poor Ishmael's eyes were flashing all over. Why didn't you just fuck her in the closet? Chen asked. The thought occurred. Believe me, it was disgust, Ishmael replied. You shoulda. I woulda for sure, Chen said, looking down at the bloody tissue that had stopped the cut on his face. You're right. At the time I didn't have the balls, smiled Ishmael. I can't imagine we'd have been caught. Gross, said the new waitress, unable to imagine her legs spread in the broom closet. She had gone to make some sales, but returned in time to hear about the scene outside the closet. She asked, Who is this girl? Avrahim regained control of the conversation. Bitch walked right in front of your face hardly 10 minutes ago, Miss Daisy. Avrahim stood up from the cash stool to locate and point at Key, who happened to be back at the bar. Wow, she's gorgeous, said the waitress, appearing interested all of a sudden, looking at Ishmael as if she missed something before. She leaned against the brick wall next to Ishmael, for the moment pocketing her phone, content to listen to what was being said in person. Avrahim's stool had been hijacked by Justin, with whom, needless to say, Avrahim did not negotiate. What the fuck you think this is? Planet of the motherfucking apes? That's right, bitch. Get the fuck up. And we're the Neanderthals, Ishmael? Shit. Let me finish this story real quick. Looks like it's about time Dr. Chen got to work. All I want to know is if they banged. No shit. You getting the shakes? Avrahim asked in response, scratching his chin. Never mind. We wrapping up the night, like right before the last 2 songs. And Sunny brings Key over and I got her a shot, but she had me get some water for Key. Don't get it twisted, by now, Key's blacked the fuck out. But functional, but I can tell. I could tell she was, well, gone. She seemed cold too, real cold. Sunny asked me though, she go, "You think my friend can wait around after the bar closes? He's saying he's not sure if that's allowed." I'd cast myself in a facilitatory role, so I say, "No problem." Ishmael told her he didn't think she was allowed to stay after. That was a weak move, Ishmael, but... I wasn't sure what to do, Ishmael said. Avrahim nodded with grace. We close, finally. Sunny's got Key slouched over the bar now, and I'm wiping it down. She asked Key, "Baby, you sure it's okay if I go?" Key kept pushing her to leave, and I started getting nervous for Ishmael. But finally Sunny said she gonna go, so she went to grab Ishmael. She dragged him right in front of me. Key lashed onto his hip, and Sunny says, "Ishmael, be sure to act a gentleman," or something of the sort. Ishmael promised Sunny he'd make Key pancakes in the morning. Right before Sunny went home to sleep, she pulled Key off Ishmael and gave him a hug for luck. Then Ishmael was running around like a chicken with no head, insisting everyone pick it up so he could skedaddle. Ishmael, you ain't moved that fast since. Probably not. Key walked past the door with her friends to go sit down at a table, and the conversation fell silent for a second. Damn, she's got nice boobs too, said Chen, checking out Key in the booth. Fuck, did you make her pancakes? Of course, with blueberries, and warm blueberry maple syrup, with a bit of lemon zest over the top. Oh my god, said the waitress, that sounds so good. How was it? They were delicious. No, the sex. Ishmael feigned a look of confusion. Avrahim winked at Ishmael before yelling, "First off, we talking about pancakes, capiche? Not Ishmael how your ancestors say? Stupping. Stuppin'. Second, you never said you want to know how it was, just whether or not they stupped. Yeah, there he goes again, contradicting himself, Mr. High and Mighty David Chen." Then, a large crowd clambered down the stairs until there was a line out the door. Avrahim grabbed his pizza plate to take behind the bar. He and Chen left Ishmael to check IDs, but before going, Chen wondered aloud, "Wait, did you or not?" Ishmael was laughing, and in disbelief, Avrahim pulled the brim of his hat over his eyes as the thick of the night began. About 4 hours later, once they had kicked everyone out of the bar and taken out the trash, the staff idled about, waiting for the tip-out to be counted. "So you banged? Just to be clear," Chen asked Ishmael from behind the bar. Ishmael had another plastic cup of water in his hand, and he drained it. Chen was standing under the stage lighting, at the front and center of the Horseshoe Bar. After a long night of work, Ishmael wiped his face with his already wet staff shirt, then tried in vain to shake off his ruddy smile, before responding with a nod. Avrahim appeared over Chen's left shoulder, coming from the dishwasher, where he had been acting the tyrannical foreman over the saintly bouncer, supervising the final task of the night, putting the dishwasher parts back in the steaming box after a good rinse. Avrahim said, "Don't ask him how it was yet. First, let me tell you what the boss said before our vixen from the east stole Ishmael off into the mist." That night, before they were done cleaning up, Key was still hanging out across from me, right about here. Avrahim went to stand on the exact spot at the corner of the bar. The boss needed one for the road. He looked around while he poured and saw Key nodding off over water. He took a sip of his vodka, not her water, then asked, Excuse me, miss, can I help you?" So I tell him, "Don't worry, she leaving with Ishmael." Know what he did? Probably walked back to his office, Chen said, chuckling, once he had taken a moment to picture the scene. "Didn't even blink," said Avrahim. "What a sweetheart," said Ishmael, recalling to mind the deadpan expression the boss had given him before returning to his office. I took a shot with her tonight. She seems crazy. In the good way, Chen said, back on the topic of Key. She also kinda seems like a fucking idiot. Don't let her fool you, offered Ishmael. She knows how to get what she wants. And if I recall correctly, Avrahim said, that night, this is what she wanted from our would-be hero, Ishmael. They walked outside, but her friend took her coat, so Ishmael had to take off his jacket. I believe it was the leather one, given him by his grandfather, and drape it over his shoulders. In return, all Ishmael asked for was a kiss under a street lamp, but she hurried him back to her place. I imagine it was real chilly, and the wind howling. To keep him warm, she wrapped her arms round Ishmael. Her friend had her key too. It was in her coat, but lucky for Ishmael, the door was left open. The door to her bedroom, at the bottom of the basement stairs, was locked though. She pushed Ishmael down on the sofa, and started sucking on his schmeckle before he could take off his shoes. Ishmael began sweating her roommate showing up, or a natural shift in his fortunes, but she assured him he could relax. Didn't she, Ishmael? Told her she'd keep scratching your legs lest you relax. Ishmael tried to return the favor, but she pulled him up by the hair and told him to fuck her brains out of her skull instead. Ishmael asked if she had a condom. What'd she say, Ishmael? How old are you? She bent over the couch, arched her back, stuck her booty in the air. Ishmael raw-dogged her till she screamed his name. Oh, Ishmael, oh, Ishmael. What were her exact words, though? Come in, my dirty little cunt. Ishmael, feel free to jump in with corrections. She put on a dark hoodie, but left it unzipped. Key told Ishmael she wanted him to remember her. So she turned on a lamp, and in all her glory, struck a few golden poses for Ishmael. Ah, Ishmael, how again did you describe her shadow cast upon the wall? Long, was it? Yes, long. What, am I supposed to fucking clap or something? Chen asked before Ishmael could speak. How'd you know all that? Ishmael asked. Remember when we got you fucked up at the Super Bowl party? This was all Avrahim needed to say to jog Ishmael's memory. I knew she was a freak, said Chen. Don't lie, Sam. Spare me the fucking ethics. You loved it. It was quite the experience. Did you nut inside her? Chen asked with a shit-eating grin plastered across his face. At the moment, I was rather agreeable. Chen was cackling. Avrahim said, Ishmael, pick up your head. You acting like Miss Key done robbed you of your jewels and long member. Why the disbelief? You seen a woke mummy about? Besides, don't forget, you said wild-eyed. It was as if you was with an oriental Sasha Grey. Staring through the opaque lens of his empty plastic cup at the pattern on the bar top, Ishmael hunched over the bar, pressing his weight through his forearms into the cool surface. Ishmael was brooding, shaking his head and pressing his round lips together. Although Avrahim had been switching his register throughout the night, adopting the voice of the Amish elder only when it came to him, the character became him completely now. Speaking with an eloquent, deep diction that seldom resonates with citizens in our new age, Avrahim said, Ishmael, tell us, what didst thou expect? Thou fixate on a fantasy, and thy fantasy thou receivest. 'Twas not thy true desire? What then, Ishmael, did thee conjure in thine imagination? The vixen flying up the stairs into an old Mustang? Thou, chasing her through the cold? In thy dream does she command thee to hit the gas and speed up north to a cabin in the woods, standing alone on a still lake? Has wood already been chopped? Are the blankets unfurled? Does thy lady lay thee down beside the fire and remain in thine arms until the songbirds begin singing from the birch branches? Is her kiss awake as warm as first light shimmering on the surface? By thy hand does she lead thee through a clearing, around the backstop to an oak, rising out of deep left center field? There, in oak, did you carve each other's initials? Ishmael, didst thou expect a dream so grand to be thine own, having never plowed nor toiled, only for the soil to yield stone? Truth be told, Avrahim, I hope to be so lucky. Such dreams do not fall from the sky into your waiting arms, young Ishmael. They are seeds, born to the winds. First they must be grasped. then planted and cared for it in order to take root and flourish into reality. Ah, dear Ishmael, forgive me. I am certain this truth is known already to thee. Ishmael closed his eyes and tilted his head upwards. He imagined sparking an internal fire beside the still water, a process which brought a glowing scarlet dot to his inscape. A hollow longing washed over him, until something was piercing his skull, and he had to open his eyes. You guys are fucking strange, said Chen, grinding his jaw some more. Did you smash again? No. I texted her to see if she wanted to have dinner, and she fed me some bullshit, but it turned out she had a boyfriend. Shrugging his shoulders and looking into the middle distance, Sam said, same difference. The tip-out was separated into equal piles on the bar. An excited chatter swept over the door staff. Everyone good? Let's bounce. Once the staff dragged themselves upstairs and went their separate ways, Ishmael found himself walking down the street beside Avrahim. No one else around. I still remember what you told me that night, when we ran into you dropping Steffi off. I remember, said Avrahim. You really couldn't get into her room, so after you were taking her back to your place, to sleep, I made sure y'all were straight. And you said if I ever needed to talk, to let me know. Avrahim finished the sentence as he opened his car door. Avrahim, Ishmael said, bowing goodbye. Thou art a true friend, a guide unmatched in wisdom. Young Ishmael. Slipping into drive, Avrahim, through an open window, called out, Peace.